A homeowner says it's unlike any sight he's ever seen, and now he's even more surprised after a sinkhole in Garrett County reopens. We'll tell you what he's most concerned with coming up.
Nobody believed that we would be in Kentucky in early May fighting for the Democratic nomination.
Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders is making another swing through the bluegrass. What he had to say to voters in western Kentucky. Support for families of fallen Kentucky officers is pouring in.
It was amazing to see all the people.
How the fallen officers are still being honored in D.C. this weekend.
This is WKYT News at 11.
We are in for a chilly night across the bluegrass. Thanks for staying up with WKYT. I'm Miranda Combs. Temperatures are slowly slipping tonight. We could even be in for a frosty morning. We begin with meteorologist Jim Caldwell and your no-wait weather forecast.
And it's not that I think that it's going to be just widespread nonstop frost. I think that we run into it maybe in some patchy areas as temperatures likely get into the 30s overnight tonight. We're already showing up in the mid-40s here in Lexington, Richmond, Danville, Somerset. 45, a very popular number out there, seeing a big swath covered up with 45 degrees. Now, as we look at our satellites and our radar here on the Defender Radar Network, you can see things are pretty quiet as far as precipitation is concerned. Still holding on to a little bit of cloud cover, and that might even begin to thin out during the overnight hours tonight as well, which will, of course, help progress the chill factor as we get into the early morning. Let's break it down here as we head through the night. Watch those temperatures continue to drop. This model might be just a little aggressive, but still revealing quite the chill in the air. And you notice it's trying its best to clear the skies with maybe a little bit of cloud cover left, but not quite as thick as we've been seeing, or at least a solid shield of clouds. Tomorrow, you're not going to get any relief. You're going to get some sunshine, but look at these daytime highs. They get stuck in the upper 50s. And the chill holds steady for a few more days. We'll track it and rain chances coming up in just a little bit, Miranda.
See you soon. Just a day after being filled in, a massive sinkhole in central Kentucky has reopened. The sinkhole opened Wednesday near a home on Fork Church Road in Garrett County. Crews filled the hole in Friday afternoon, but the homeowner says it was back this morning and moving closer to the road. WKYT's Caitlin Sittner takes a look at the sinkhole. It's our top story at 11.
They said, we don't give up our home. We still don't give up our home.
Tenants of a Garrett County home shocked after a gaping hole appeared out in their front yard.
I've owned this property here for about 5 years, and I've never seen anything dangerous here until here Wednesday afternoon.
Wednesday afternoon, a large sinkhole consumed the front yard just feet from the home and feet from Fork Church Road.
I looked over the edge and threw a rock over, and directly it hit the bottom, kaplunk, the water. There's water down there. And I mean, it's frightening to look down that long hole.
Friday, county officials filled the hole truckload after truckload. Harlan Bratton says they got the job done and it appeared all was good. That was until his phone rang Saturday morning. The yard once again gave way.
Something's going to have to be done, you know, some way or the other. I mean, it's just bad.
It's definitely a talking point for anyone that drives by this home, and that's what the homeowner is most concerned about, the road here. He says the sinkhole hasn't moved toward the home.
I'm gauging by that little water pipe over there. It hadn't changed any. It's just like it was.
County officials told WKYT Friday if the sinkhole continues to move toward the road, it will be gone too. Bratton contacted officials. He says they're waiting to see how the hole changes over the next day before making any moves.
So Monday morning's a new start. It's a new start.
In Garrett County, Caitlin Sittner, WKYT.
And of course, neighbors say they're concerned that as they drive down that stretch of roadway, if it's not fixed soon, that there will be even more troubles. New tonight, state police have identified a woman killed in a head-on crash last night in Nelson County. Troopers tell us 44-year-old Wanda D. Kraft of Russell was driving east on the Bluegrass Parkway when she lost control, crossed the median, and hit a car heading west. Kraft was pronounced dead at the scene. The man driving the other car was flown to U of L Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. State police do not know what caused Kraft to lose control of her vehicle. Police in Knox County say they're seeing an increase in the amount of meth they're finding on people they arrest. From May 2nd to the 12th, Barberville police say they've seized more than 100 grams of meth. Police say they've been finding the drugs during traffic stops. In the past 10 days, 5 people have been arrested. They say one of the men they caught had 50 grams of meth on him. But detectives say none of the people they've arrested are known drug dealers.
All of these people would not be considered higher level drug dealers. Even locally, they would be lower level. So considering the amount that we're seeing there, makes you wonder exactly how flooded that we are at the moment with crystal meth.
The 5 people arrested did not want to talk to us today from jail. Campaign 2016 goes through Kentucky tonight. Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders is back in the Bluegrass this weekend for another round of campaign stops. Sanders held a rally tonight in Bowling Green at the historic Rail Park and Train Yard. He told voters he believes that 13 million jobs can be created in the area by rebuilding the crumbling American infrastructure. He also called out on his supporters to increase voting numbers.
Because I see all the signs, Bernie, 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 and I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. But this campaign is not about Bernie, it is about you and your families.
Earlier today, Sanders made a surprise stop at his Frankfort office, and tomorrow he will be in Paducah. His trip comes just 3 days before the state's primary on May 17th. Sanders' opponent, Hillary Clinton, has announced details about her upcoming trip to the Bluegrass. Clinton will hold a Get Out the Vote event at the Union of Carpenters and Millwrights Training Center in Louisville tomorrow afternoon. She'll make her way to an event in Covington after that. And on Monday, she'll campaign in Lexington and Bowling Green. Her campaign says she will be at the Clive M. Beck Center at Transylvania University at 6:45 Monday night. The families of 6 fallen Kentucky officers have been in Washington, D.C. for several days now. Officer Daniel Ellis, Trooper Eric Chrisman, Trooper Blake Tribby, Officer Burke Rhodes, Trooper Cameron Ponder, and Lieutenant Clifford Travis are among the 252 names being added to the National Police Memorial this weekend. Thousands of officers and family members are in D.C. supporting each other and remembering the fallen.
As you see people that at this conference that have been 10 and 12 years down the road of making it, it gives you some hope that you can make it too and you can get through it.
It was amazing to see all the people. I didn't honestly know there was going to be as many people as there were. I got up in my chair and looked back and seen just thousands of candlelight.
Sean Moody is there right now. A memorial service and wreath-laying ceremony is scheduled for Sunday morning at 11. We will have all the sights and sounds from that service tomorrow on WKYT News at 6 and 11. Back here in Kentucky, those 6 officers were honored this morning in Richmond. The Officer Down 5K has made its way to 15 states, making its Kentucky debut this morning. About 300 people participated, supporting police officers the whole way.
To hold these events here, really helps bring morale up and helps us remember our fallen.
All proceeds from today's 5K will benefit Kentucky State Police Posts 7 and 12 for Trooper Island, which is a program for Kentucky's youth. It was a big welcome home tonight for a Central Kentucky archery team who finished with top honors at a competition in Louisville today. The Lincoln County High School archery team was given a police escort into Stanford tonight after winning 2nd place in the IBO 3D National Tournament. They finished just 1 point behind the first place team, Hopkins County. The team is now preparing for the World Competition in June in Myrtle Beach. The coach says the team has made some great strides since their season began in September.
You have to own what you shoot, because you go out there and if you mess up, there's nobody that can pick you up. As far as if you miss, it's your shot. Really stepped up here lately and have put that behind them and went on and shot their points.
If the trophy wasn't enough, each team member also received a $750 college scholarship. The archery team, Whitehall Elementary in Richmond, also won first place in the nation in their division. Congratulations to them. Coming up on WKYT News, even if you waited until after Derby Day to get your plants in the ground, tonight's weather could put them in jeopardy.
At Frank Shoup, we use market-based pricing, which means we scan literally hundreds of other dealers' websites and then price our inventory below other stores.
No inflated prices here. You get the best price right up front at Frank Shoup in Georgetown.
With a heavy-duty welded steel deck and exclusive smooth track steering, the Hustler Raptor zero-turn mower doesn't play around. It's got the power to turn your weekend to-do list into your weekend to-done list. The legendary Hustler Raptor family starting at just $27.99. Tools, not toys.
Get your Hustler mower at Huss Equipment in Nicholasville and Southern States Co-op of London.
When creating your dream home improvement, Stones and Granite brings the elegance and style of natural stone or quartz to your home. Both not only add beauty, but are durable, heat resistant, and easy to maintain. Please take us for granite at Stones and Granite of Lexington.
Get your car looking brand new again at Jeff's Car Wash, voted best in Lexington 20 years in a row. With plenty of options for any budget, Jeff's gives you the best car wash in town. Get wax and tire magic for just $12 with our exterior wash and go.
American workers know how to fight back and rebuild an economy. So does she.
We need jobs that provide dignity and a bright future.
New penalties to stop companies from moving profits or jobs overseas. For businesses that create manufacturing jobs, a new tax credit. And let's invest in clean energy jobs with 500 million solar panels installed by the end of her first term. A real plan to create new jobs and industries of the future. Hillary Clinton.
I'm Hillary Clinton, and I approve this message.
Hi, I'm Rob Hunley with Back Construction. You know you can trust Back Construction for all your home remodeling, roofing, and handyman needs. But did you also know you can trust Back Construction for your window and door replacements? Give us a call today if you need new windows and doors. Back Construction is a local Pella certified contractor, and we will provide you the kind of service and quality that you expect. After all, at Back Construction, we build it back better.
Well, there's a big name in cars that we all know. Frank Shoup, Frank Shoup, Frank Shoup, Shoup.
Shop Frank Shoup in Georgetown for your next vehicle.
Bring on the competition. Frank Shoup is gonna set the pace.
Have something that needs investigating? Email us or call the WKYT Investigates tip line. Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
Here we go. It's the second weekend in May, and we are talking about very chilly stuff coming our way during the overnight hours tonight. You can already see that it's quiet behind me here, and the skies will continue to clear as we head through the rest of the overnight, especially in some areas. Still have a little bit of cloud cover showing up here in Lexington. That is what we're picking up on right there. 45 degrees with a feels-like temperature. That's right, a feels-like temperature of 42, so it feels a little bit cooler out there if you've been out, even though we have those winds pushing into the area. Other places, 45 very common, 43 now showing up in Somerset, but Lexington, Richmond, Danville, Monticello, Mount Sterling, Moorhead, Harlan, all at 45 degrees. So very common to see that out there tonight. Overnight, though, we'll probably get even cooler. As we advance through time here, you can see models, I think, a little aggressive with these numbers showing up in the 33, 32 degree range. There might be a couple of spots that are isolated that see that, especially where the skies clear a little bit better for us. So I think maybe add a few degrees to that and we're in pretty good shape in most areas, maybe closer to 40 for a few of you. So anywhere from about, I think, 35 to 38 degrees is a safe landing point for many areas during the overnight tonight. Now tomorrow, I'm right with this. Upper 50s, low 60s showing up out there. This comes with full sunshine, mind you, but the problem is this air mass that is just taking over is not very warm, and it's not going to budge very much and over the coming days. We look to our Defender Radar Network. Precipitation's clear. We're not dealing with any rain across Kentucky tonight. We do have that cloud cover. Frontal boundary rolled through this morning, brought in some showers, and it continues to bring in that cooler air from our north as well. And the chill is still going to be an issue. We go from Sunday through Wednesday, and we're going to have to deal with this. 30s possible tomorrow morning. Patchy frost potential, not only tomorrow morning, but I think Monday morning as well. That's our best chance, Sunday and into Monday morning. So we might have to deal with it a couple of times here. Hour by hour run. We'll show you that we're quiet. You can see the skies are clear during the overnight hours. We get into your Sunday, sunny through the day. Clouds start coming together for your Monday, and this eventually gets here late in the day, pushing rain back into the area. So those late day showers are right here. There you see our 7-day forecast as we plan ahead, and we start to surge a little bit with our temperature still below average, so that's what we're calling it a little bit of a chilly run, especially the early part of the week and into tomorrow. The chances of showers and thunderstorms. It's going to have that raw feel. When you throw in the rain with cool temperatures, it may as well be snowing.
It may as well. It's been fun hanging out with you tonight.
It's been fun hanging out with you, too. I'm so glad you're here. You got to come back more often. Or not. You're about to fall asleep.
Okay. Well, you know the rule of thumb when it comes to planting in Kentucky is to wait until after Derby Day, but this weekend, with the threat of frost overnight, as Jim just mentioned, there is a chance you may lose your plants as temperatures fall tonight. Experts say it's better to be proactive and cover your plants rather than take a chance.
You'd probably want to use a bed sheet or cloth. You don't want to use plastic. Plastic will burn them. Any kind of cloth would be good. Frost blanket's better, but everybody doesn't have frost blanket.
Lawrence says when you're covering your plants this evening to give extra attention to annuals. He says typically if you see more color, odds are they are more likely to be damaged by frost. Well, don't go anywhere. Up next, Brian Milam has everything you need to know in sports with WKYT Game Time. We'll be back right after this.
This is one field trip you wouldn't forget. The coroner's office.
I don't shave any corners. I don't, say I've got a fur-lined body bag or anything like that. It's a plastic bag.
Throw in jail and a funeral home, and you've got teachers teaching real-life lessons.
This is real life. When they get out here and they see it's not just me telling them, it's a little scary.
Kids need to do this field trip to learn what really happened.
An eye-opening field trip, Monday at 6 on WKYT.
P-Rent Spring Clearance Event has been held over one final weekend. Save up to half off. Zero interest till 2018 with no money down. Savings as good as up to 3 times the state sales tax break. Hurry! It all ends Tuesday. Nobody beats P-Rent.
Folks have been taking the short drive to satisfaction for over 20 years. Folks from everywhere come here, not just from here in Winchester. And who wouldn't come here? With over 2,500 vehicles to choose from here in Winchester, Kentucky. No matter if it's 100 miles or the short drive from Lexington, our staff will help you start your journey. Tim Short Chevrolet.
When I'm lucky enough to meet you out in public, the question I'm most often asked is, what is Emma up to? So let me tell you. As usual, she stays busy investigating accident scenes, sniffing out evidence, and solving cases. But recently, she became a big sister. Meet Molly. Emma loves Molly. She doesn't know if she's her kid's sister or daughter. Unfortunately, she sometimes thinks she's the baby. When you write Emma, she'll write you back. Morgan & Morgan, for our dogs.
If you're doing everything right, but find it harder and harder to get by, you're not alone. While our people work longer hours for lower wages, almost all new income goes to the top 1%. My plan? Make Wall Street banks and the ultra-rich pay their fair share of taxes. Provide living wages for working people. Ensure equal pay for women. I'm Bernie Sanders. I approve this message because together we can make a political revolution and create an economy and democracy that works for all and not just the powerful few.
P-Rent Spring Clearance Event has been held over one final weekend. This reclining sectional features a Beauty Rest Sleeper Sofa inside for just $19.99 with a free 50-inch LED TV. Hurry! Ends Tuesday. Nobody beats P-Rent.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Brian Milam. On Tuesday, the NBA draft lottery will be held after the combine to see which teams will get the chance to draft LSU's Ben Simmons, Duke's Brandon Ingram, neither of whom we saw at this week's combine. We did see a couple of former Wildcats on the court. However, Tyler Ulis and Marcus Lee, Jamal Murray skipped the media sessions and the on-court stuff, while Skal Labissiere talked to reporters after just wowing NBA teams during a private workout on Tuesday. Ulis should find himself going somewhere in the first round, while Lee says he's happy with possibly going in the second round.
And that's where the decisions come. You're not guaranteed to be in the D League. You're not guaranteed to be in the NBA. So it's all on the when you weigh the risks and the reward on it, and that's something me and my family are gonna sit down and do pretty soon.
Why are you different than everybody else here?
I'm shorter. Nah,
I wasn't gonna go there.
But no, I feel like my game's a lot different. My IQ, not many point guards now, are thinking the game the way I think. I don't believe so. I feel like my feel for the game is a lot different.
Former Wildcat Kyle Wilcher played 2 seasons in Lexington and 2 at Gonzaga. Wilcher said playing for the Cats and the Bulldogs from the Northwest was the best of both worlds.
Kentucky, just playing against the best players out there. Each year we had the best recruits, and just that work ethic that they brought. I mean, sometimes players would come in, they're super talented, but that doesn't amount to anything. You got to work hard, and that's what I took from there. And then Gonzaga, just taking every year and trying to improve on it. Don't try to compare yourself to other people. Just be the best version of yourself. That's what Coach Few always emphasizes, and that's what I've done the last 2 years.
That's what Cal emphasizes. While John Calipari loses guys like Ulis, Murray, Labissiere, and Alex Poitras, he replaces them with another outstanding group of freshmen. The backcourt of De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk could be Cal's best since John Wall and Eric Bledsoe. Fox is being compared to Wall, while Monk has size and athleticism to boot. Bam Adebayo provides a physical presence inside that's been missing. Wenyen Gabriel, Sasha Kalia-Jones round out the group that Calipari says is going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Really fast. Ooh. Do you remember our 12 team when we rebounded and the ball was in the basket and you went, did someone throw it down there? Like we were that fast. You remember Michael? You remember Duran, how fast we got the ball out? And Darius, we ran. Terrence Jones. This team has that kind of speed. Now they got to get in great shape. I want to be a great team from defense to offense. In other words, when we block it or get that ball, we're flying.
Matthew Mitchell and UK made it official earlier. Former assistant Nia Butts returning to the UK bench as an assistant coach. Butts spent the past 8 seasons as the head coach at Arizona before being fired. The former Tennessee player was on Mickey DeMoss's staff at UK and spent 1 season with Matthew Mitchell before heading west to Tucson. On the way, former Wildcat star Terrence Jones back in the bluegrass showing off his baseball form, and the ball was flying out of Swayze Field in Oxford. How would it end with the Cats and the Ole Miss Rebels? I'll tell you next.
WKYT's Game Time is brought to you by Frank Shoup, Chevy, Buick, Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge, and by Cardinal Chevy, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac.
At Frank Shoup, we use market-based pricing, which means we scan literally hundreds of other dealers' websites and then price our inventory below other stores.
No inflated prices here. You get the best price right up front at Frank Shoup in Georgetown.
If you are in a car accident and searching for a lawyer, you need to ask that lawyer 3 questions. 1, have you practiced law in Kentucky your entire legal career? 2, have you recently tried a case in a Kentucky courtroom? And 3, have over a dozen of the nation's largest insurance companies retain you to try their cases. At Golden Law Office, we can answer yes to all these questions. Put our inside knowledge to work for you. Call us today for a free consultation.
Don't go on vacation this year, bring it to you with your own pool from Backyard Living Pool, Spas, and more. San Juan fiberglass pool packages starting as low as $25,999. Vinyl liner in-grounds starting as low as $17,999. And Doughboy above ground pools starting at $2,999. Financing and same as cash available. Don't forget your Hayward and Pentair equipment products as well as BioGuard chemicals and supplies. Hurry in to Backyard Living Pool, Spas, and more and get your vacation started today.
Don?
Ned?
Trump?
Cruz?
Congress?
Mike Pape. You?
Yeah, Mike Pape.
Unlike James Comer, who refuses to repeal Obamacare, Mike Pape will repeal Obamacare.
And unlike Comer, who's for Obama's amnesty, Mike Pape is against amnesty and will build the wall.
Mike Pape is a trusted conservative.
He'll make America great again.
I'm Mike Pape, and I approve this message.
My car ended up here because someone was in a hurry and ran a red light.
Someone was texting and driving, and their negligence brought me here. I need a strong attorney, someone who knows how to win.
Some insurance companies don't want to pay you what you deserve. Your car gets crushed, and so do you.
I want someone working hard on my case, and I want it fast. I'm calling Daryl Isaacs.
Don't let the insurance companies crush you. I'm attorney Daryl Isaacs, the Hammer. I've been helping injured Kentuckians for over 23 years against the insurance companies. Car wreck? Think big. Get the Hammer.
Well, there's a big name in cars that we all know. Frank Shoop, Frank Shoop, Frank Shoop, Shoop.
Shop Frank Shoop in Georgetown for your next vehicle.
Bring on the competition. Frank Shoop is gonna set the pace.
Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $174 million. Terrence Jones just completed his fourth season with the NBA's Houston Rockets, the season ending after a first-round playoff loss. Houston's loss, Lexington's gain. Jones in town to throw out the first pitch tonight before the Legends game with Charleston. Jones, who's a restricted free agent this season, said he had to shake off a couple of the signs before coming to the plate.
Definitely a strike. I was excited, just to be able to have the opportunity and, have fun with it. Gave me first two signals. I gave him no. Told him I wanted to throw this fastball, and it got there. It's amazing, just the support and, the appreciation I've been getting from everybody about, that 2012 season. And just, seeing all these faces I can put a smile on just, has been a lot of fun. And having, seen Coach Cal, always talk to him as the mentor he's been to me in my life. It's just been, a great trip.
Reds and Phillies from the city of brotherly love. It's 3-1 Philly when my Butler Bear brother Adam Duvall just goes inside the bag at third. Brandon Phillips will score. Duvall into second with a two-bagger. The Phillies add a run. Odubel Herrera, wicked swing, and that is a rip to right, no fan interference, and it's 3-2. It's 4-3 Philly in the ninth when this happens. Jordan Pacheco skies a moonshot to left. Tyler Goodell is waiting. Tyler Goodell is throwing. Eugenio Suarez is running, and Cameron Rupp gets plastered at the plate, but he holds onto the ball. What a way to end the game. Philly wins at 4-3. The baseball Wildcats have had a head-shaking season. UK started the year 18-8, 8-4 in the SEC. Since then, just 11-15 in the second half of the season, 5-9 in conference play, trying not to be 5-10 after today. Kyle Cody trying to avoid the sweep by Ole Miss. The fireballer goes curveballer in the first inning and gets out of a jam. UK escapes the frame. Top of the second, Tristan Pompey swells up in a hurry. The freshman from Toronto scorches a liner to right. It's 2-0 UK on the two-run homer. The Cats pick up three more with one swing. Javon Shelby, he's had a power surge lately, plays bombs away, his SEC leading 12th homer. We go to the ninth. UK up 5-4. 2 on for Henry Lartigue. And oh, Henry, that is a shot. He got all of it. A walk-off three-run homer, just his third dinger of the season. And UK is swept 7-5. UK travels to Murray before playing Missouri at home next weekend to complete the regular season. A top 5 high school matchup today, 32-0 Greenup County and Madison Central, who's ranked 4th. Second inning, Central up 1-0. Kyle Gammon grounds to short. Logan Thomason can't come up with it or run scores. We're knotted up at 1-1. An inning later, future Morehead State catcher Brody Shoup, you don't run on the gun. And he nails him at second base. 4 for 4 in steal situations this weekend. Third inning, Indians pitcher Kyle Kelsey with a sweet curveball himself gets Jackson Keaton fishing. We move to the fourth. Bases loaded. Greenup's best hitter, Gage Hughes, roped to right. Jackson Keaton, Kyle Gaiman, come on down to score. Greenup County would improve to that point at 33-0, the 3-2 win. But in the final game of their portion of the Fayette County Invitational, Greenup County loses to East Jessamine. The Jags with back-to-back doubles in the fifth. The winning streak over at 33 in a row for Greenup County. Up next, we hit the links at TPC Sawgrass for the Players Championship. Stay with us.
Lexington Overstock Warehouse is open this weekend for our big weekend warehouse sale. Get quality furniture and mattresses at incredibly low prices. Stylish sofa $297. Ashley sectional $597. Go to LexingtonOverstockWarehouse.com for more details.
My dad always said God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, to listen twice as much as you talk if you want to get things done. I moved my office from the top floor to the first floor when I was elected mayor to hear people's ideas. I took their ideas and cut waste, turned a deficit into a surplus, and helped create thousands of jobs. I'm Jim Gray, and I approve this message because both parties have good ideas. It just takes someone to listen.
How's everything taste tonight, folks?
Oh, that's excellent.
Where was it raised? As a chef, it's important to know where your food comes from. That's why we buy local and Kentucky-raised food.
My boys are the 10th generation to farm in Kentucky.
We take a lot of pride knowing that what I set on the table is a good product.
And we're proud of the products that we produce. You're getting an excellent quality product.
We believe in what we produce. We feed it to our own family, and we're happy to share it with your family. Kentucky Farm Families.
Feeding Kentucky,
feeding the world.
Just announced from Ford. 0% financing for 60 months. And now for a limited time, get an extra $1,000 smart bonus cash on Edge and Explorer. Ford, America's best-selling brand, now with a great offer. 0% financing for 60 months and an extra $1,000 smart bonus cash. Supplies are limited, so hurry while selection is best and see your local Ford dealer today.
Need to get away? Escape to Cliffview Resort. Planning a wedding, family reunion, retreat, or getaway with friends? Cliffview Resort is the place to do it. Make reservations for one of our new luxury lodges today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for making WKYT the most watched news at 10 a.m. and at noon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the most watched news at 4 and 4:30.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And again at 5, 5:30, 6, and 11. Thank you for making WKYT the most watched station in the Bluegrass and beyond. WKYT stands for Kentucky.
Thank you, guys. We love you.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on Mix 94.5.
A few notables will be absent from tomorrow's Players Championship at Sawgrass. Former Wildcat J.B. Holmes was 2 under after the first round, but 1 under after 2 rounds. Didn't make the cut. Neither did Phil Mickelson or Jordan Spieth. Jason Day, the #1 ranked player in the world, misses this shorty. He's going to take the double like we all have at some point in our life. What are you going to do? And, of course, chucks his club. Hey, chuck it all in the water. But on the next hole, Day's showing why he's the best golfer on the planet right now. His approach, throwing darts at the flagstick. Day would birdie 7, move to 13 under at 11. It's Ryan Palmer with the wedge. This one for eagle, and Palmer's somewhat pumped to -10. But it's been Day's week. He set the 36-hole scoring record at Sawgrass at 15. Day chipping in for par, and I just wish I could do that one time. Day takes a 4-shot lead into tomorrow's final round of golf's richest tournament. That will do it for this edition of Game Time. Lee K will be back next week. We'll see you next time.